week 4, session 3, whatever you want to call it, of our home group, and we are going to be in chapters 5 and 6 of the book of Nehemiah. And what we have for our main point is that fearing God helps you fear nothing else. Fearing God helps you fear nothing else. And we have a few things to look at here. Chapters 5 and 6 are pretty interesting. Starting off in chapter 5, we have Nehemiah who's talking with the nobles of Israel and seeing, what they've been up to. And what they've allowed to happen is a ton. People have sold their land, they've sold their family members, they've sold things that they have in order to pay for the things that they need to do. And this is a huge no. Obviously, there's a lot going on and people are missing the mark, but this separates, two fears that we are going to talk about in our lesson today. The first one is fears within. There's a lot that can happen in our church and in our, the Christian church and community at large that can create a lot of fear. Sometimes it could be misrepresentation. Sometimes it can be the missteps and mistakes of leaders in our church and in the Christian church at large. And there can be a lot of fears that are created within our community. And the fear of God helps us to not only overcome that, but to work through some of these fears that we have. And then we get to chapter 6. And chapter 6 deals with fears without, fears outside of our community. And we have our friends Tobias and Sanballat again, who are, they're causing mischief and trouble. And what they've done is they've hired someone to pretty much intimidate Nehemiah, telling him, hey, someone is coming to kill you. You need to get out of there as soon as possible. And what Nehemiah does is he actually stands firm on the conviction that God has given him to start and continue to rebuild Jerusalem. And what we see here is that Nehemiah's faith in the Lord is greater than any sort of threat that comes from outside of the community. And so Nehemiah's goal in these 2 chapters, number 1, is to quell the fears within and set in order the commands of God and for us to follow, or for the people of Israel to follow. And then second, in chapter 6, to look at fears without, to say that no matter what outside pressures are closing in on us, it is more important that we stay faithful to the Lord. And so in your groups, what I want you to discuss is how we as followers of Christ apply the truth that fearing God helps us fear nothing else. What does it mean that fearing God in our context of today makes it possible for no one to conquer us, in a way, conquer our hearts? So enjoy discussing, and also don't forget that the Texas Rangers are still World Series champions.